A bunch of people have been asking me, so I'm going to clarify this guaranteed offer of getting you 100 appointments in 90 days that I talked about in another video. Here are all the details that you need to know if you're interested in this. And by the way, I'm just going to reiterate that I've already got at least 4 people that have booked in my calendar. And so that means there may be already 4 slots gone. I'm going to do minimum 5. I may do 8, but I'm definitely going to do 5. So don't wait if you're thinking about doing this, because there's no guarantee I'm going to do this in the future. So let's run the numbers here. First of all, it's 100 qualified appointments in 90 days, but it's a 4-month engagement because the first month is going to be meetings, campaign asset setup, just a lot of setup work, which I'm not going to go into everything here, but there's all these things are going to happen. And that's a lot of work to get it right, to build out landing pages, video sales letters, which is one of the deliverables, setting up the ad campaign platforms, etc. Again, meeting with you guys, making sure we got everything right. So it's a 4-month engagement, but it's going to be 90 days of running ads initially in this first block that you're committing to. Okay, let's make some assumptions here. So first of all, also you're required to spend $333 per day on ad spend that we would manage. So that's roughly $10,000 a month. And that's the fuel that goes in the car that makes this work. So we have to have that. And that's the part you're risking in this. You're not risking this. If we don't hit our 100 qualified appointments, you don't pay this. Okay, so here's our numbers and assumptions. Let's assume that your offer is $3,000 a month that you're making from your client. And I'm just going to assume a very conservative initial engagement period of like 4 months with them. All right. So that's like the same. I'm assuming the same thing for you that we're committing you to. So that seemed fair. That's why I picked that. But your initial contract might be a year or 6 months or something, or your average lifetime engagement with a customer. That's what you should be calculating when you do this. But I'm going to, again, be very conservative here. And I'm going to say you have a $3,000 offer. You're going to keep them for 4 months. That's $12,000 per client that you close. Okay. We generate 100 qualified appointments. Here we have to, or you don't pay. I'm going to assume a very abysmal close rate of 25%. That's very conservative. If you're less than that, that's really bad. You should revisit your sales processes and your salespeople. You might have a 50% close rate. If you do, you have to change these numbers accordingly, because you should do this for yourself, right? You don't have to tell me what it is. I mean, you can, but you should know these numbers when you're evaluating whether this makes sense for you. And I want it to make sense for everybody. But in this scenario, it would be the cost, assuming we hit all 100 booked appointments, qualified booked appointments, right? We have total cost of $65,970. If you subtract that from the $300,000 revenue that you made, I'm using US dollars here, of course. Net profit here is $234,030. That's over a 3.5x ROI. That's number one. Number two, okay. So if you say, well, that's a little too rich for my blood, I don't need that many appointments, for some reason that one doesn't work for you, this is a second version I've come up with, which is 30 qualified appointments in the same 90-day period of running the ads at the end, the last 3 months. This engagement's going to be $20,000. Okay, that's $5,000 a month. Ad spend requirements now less than a third of the original one, so it's $100 a day. That's about $3,000 a month ad spend. Again, this is not coming back to you no matter what. You're spending this no matter what. Guarantee is, again, 30 appointments in 90 days, or you get this money back here, okay, the engagement money, which is our retainer. The guarantee, the deliverables are exactly the same as before. Lots of things. I'm not going to go into it any deeper here, but lots and lots of build out. And then the same assumptions, but now we're going to change the numbers here to match. So we're assuming we generate 30 qualified appointments, and then we're going to assume that you close 25%. I'm going to round up here, so it's 8 clients, like 7.5, but you can't have a client. So 8 clients at $12,000, which is what you made over that 4-month lifetime, and that's $96,000. And on this, you spent $29,000, right? This is the engagement amount. That's the ad spend times 3 months, 3,000 times 3, so that's 29 minus the amount you made, which was 96, is 67,000. That's over a 2.3x ROI. Oh yeah, and the other thing I forgot to mention you're getting as part of this is Lead Eagles data, which is quite valuable. And we're using that data. So you're getting data, plus you're getting data enabled or data aware ad campaign management, because basically we will use the data correctly to get you the best results, which is what the data will do. But a lot of people either can or won't do it. You can do your own math. If it makes sense for you, book an appointment. We can talk it over. Again, as I said before, you need to have a real business. You need to understand who your ideal customer is, be able to fulfill and deliver, just all those things. Basically, you're a person or a business that's just saying, the only thing I'm missing is qualified appointments. I have a functional business. I just need to scale it, and I'm having trouble doing that based on our lead generation efforts or lack thereof.